Hello, I'm Stefan Yuzi, your pricing power coach. Today we're talking about the pricing model innovation canvas. And this is how the canvas looks like. The 4 C's of pricing: customers, competition, cost, and change, leading to a series of framing decisions. 5 of them: pricing model, price point decision, price testing, profit formula, and the pricing execution plan. Now, in each of these 4 quadrants right here, we're going to do a series of analyses. And let's look at in detail some of the analysis and the methodology we may use. Now you have here the 4 C's of pricing, right? Leading to 20, yes, I know it's a lot, 20 processes, tools, and methods that can be used to inform the 4 C's. Then a series of outcome or outputs that marketers, innovators, or digital leaders will have to come up with to inform the framing decisions and leading to a better framing of your digital offer, your innovation, or your new product. Now, we're not saying that you have to use all 20. Some of them may already be done when you've done the business model generation canvas, for example, or if you've used the lean canvas. But to be able to make right decisions in pricing, you're going to have to go find all this information and input and put it in the overall analysis to really inform your pricing decisions. So let's look at some examples. In the customer quadrant, we're going to have the value proposition, obviously, your customer segmentation based on user needs, your analysis of dollarization through the EVE or the customer value management process, perceptual value maps, and the journey mapping. Again, some of that may already be done, right? Because your marketing team is working, your innovation team is gathering customer insights, so it's a matter of gathering it and put it in the quadrants. For competition, you're going to look at product benchmarks, service benchmarks, system benchmarks. Maybe you run your black hats or war games if you're into government business or defense business. Running your competitive analysis and using the Marco Polo 5 forces, and then using the VRIO model framework. Is it valuable? Is it rare? Is it inimitable? And are we organized for success? On the cost side, your CVP analysis, your cost model and simulation, price elasticity analysis, financial risk analysis, and your cash flow planning. Those are essential, obviously, to inform your pricing decisions. And finally, when we're going to change, there is a suite of assessments that you may have to use to be able to see the readiness of your teams to innovate in pricing. All right? So there is a monetization readiness assessment, there is a resistance to change assessment, etc., etc. So all these analyses, and you may pick maybe 6 or 8 or 10 or 5, that will lead to some of the outcomes that are really critical to the framing of your innovation or digital offer. For example, jobs to be done, pains gain, unique value drivers, also the pricing of competition, your wow differentiators, which usually would come from the lean canvas, your cost drivers, your cost targets, how do you look when you scale and the economies of scale, but also when you execute your pricing plan, what's going to be the pricing vision? What is the training agenda? How are you going to scale all that stuff within your sales force on a global basis? Who's going to manage pricing? Where does pricing report into? Do you put a pricing council in place to manage pricing once it's launched? So, series of outputs and outcomes that will lead to helping with the framing of your innovation, your product, your services, or your digital offer. Which pricing model do I use, or pricing models? Do I do a hybrid with an upfront payment and maybe a usage-based pricing or a subscription? Do I do outcome-based pricing after 5 years of doing usage-based, right? This is going to be a critical element of your overall framing. But imagine the implication with change. How are you going to train your salespeople who have sold equipment for 20 years and now we're going to sell licenses for software, maybe a subscription to a software or usage-based pricing? How are you going to set the price decision? What kind of testing are you going to be doing before, during the launch, and after the launch? What does the money look like, the EBIT and the cash flow planning, and at the end, the execution plan? So overall, lots of work to be done. But imagine that you cannot launch your innovation, your startup, or your digital offer in IoT, predictive maintenance, and cloud business without doing some deep analysis on the 4 C's. And at the end, the more time you spend here doing these analyses, the more you're going to be able to do better framing decisions, and that will go in your overall framing package for your innovation. So use the 4C model and use the pricing model innovation canvas to help you be more successful in pricing. Find out more at stefanliozou.com. Thanks very much.